New episode at Unboxed and Fearless live at Modern Day Wife with nurse practitioner Natasha Weems. We hit the rooftop at the iconic Sofitel in Beverly Hills for the unforgettable Modern Day Wife Soirée on Blanc. As a returning panelist, I had the honor of sharing the stage once again. And also this time at the event, I was joined by my Dining Divas California cast sisters and supported by our powerhouse media team. On this episode, we sat down with Lisa Easton. She's the founder of Millionaire Morning Mamas, sharing how she rebuilt from rock bottom to millionaire mama. And also Tristan Cunningham. She's founder of Footwear magazine, Redefining Sustainability in Media and Global Entrepreneurship. Robyn Schreiber, founder of Beauty Souls, on creating luxury fashion-forward comfort shoes. And also we have Ruth-Ann Thorne. She's founder of N8IV Beauty, reclaiming Indigenous beauty, wellness, and sustainability. From red carpet moments to intentional networking and stories of resilience, this episode captures the spirit of elegance, elevation, and female empowerment. Location, it was at the Sofitel Beverly Hills. And again, your host, Natasha Weems, nurse provider, media host. It was a pleasure being here, so stay tuned.
This is Dr. Natasha with Unboxed and Fearless. We are so excited to be here. And I have an amazing entrepreneur that I need to connect you with. And her name is Miss Emma Aqua. So I want to know a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your background.
I started baking when I was a small child. I burned cookies left and right, but it was something that I was passionate about. And so I've stuck with it my whole life. And as I got older, I developed food allergies, and so did my children. One's severely gluten intolerant. Another one, like myself, is allergic to nuts and shellfish. So I really wanted to make, delicious tasting desserts and food that was healthy and nutritious, and also safe for them to take anywhere and to share with their friends, at different events. And as people got exposed to my baked goods, there seemed to be an interest in products that were gluten-free and more health conscious. And people really resonated with that. And I began to get orders, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's amazing. I know I encounter so many families that have children with food allergies. And also people are starting to be more aware and conscious of their health and wanting to do a detox. So they're trying to eliminate all of those types of food like gluten, and because it's also being suggested to have gluten-free diets and eating more clean with trying to improve any of the symptoms of like autism. So I'm glad that you're having that option for families that have those challenges. So tell me, what was a pivotal point on your journey in this regard?
The pivotal point was just seeing my daughter struggling, being very gluten intolerant, and just the inflammation that it caused in her body. It was just, she wasn't the same person. And it was difficult to watch. And going to the grocery store and not really finding a lot of gluten-free options that she liked. They were out there, but they just didn't taste like they were homemade. And so I was a baker, and so that just challenged me. And during this journey, my brother and his families are also gluten intolerant. So I really wanted to go, I got into the kitchen, and I started to figure out what could I do as a mom, as a sister, as an aunt, sister-in-law, to really make something special for my family. And I will say that clean ingredients make the difference. The quality of the ingredients really impact the flavor and the taste. Everything I use is sustainable. The chocolates that I do use are fair trade, of course. And I think that aligns with who I am as a person. I'm giving back to the earth. I'm giving back to my family. And I just love to share that with everyone.
That is an amazing story. And I think it takes so much courage to step out and just try to, push something that's going to improve lives. So it sounds like you're obviously an intentional woman. But tell me, how is this changing lives? Have you heard any testimonial stories?
Yes, in fact, even today, almost at every event that I go to, people will come up to me and say, I've not been able to have a cookie for so long because number one, they didn't taste good and they weren't gluten-free. When you're gluten intolerant or you have food allergies, it's very isolating. And even today, I had made the macarons in the color palette of the party. And several of the people said to me, what are in the macarons? And I said, they're gluten-free, they're nut-free. I try to make them as allergy inclusive as possible. And they were just like, oh my goodness, I can never have macarons at parties because almond flour is used. So it's really, really, it's a huge impact, to be able to have something that you normally am not able to have. And it really makes my heart smile to know that I did something that brought someone joy. I blessed them in a way that they could have a treat that they normally couldn't have, and that the ingredients were clean, they're safe, they're sustainable, they're fair trade. It just comes full circle for me.
I'm curious about what challenges you face on this journey, because I'm sure that it's not easy launching a company like this.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest challenges for me as a woman of color, generally for women, we only receive 2% of all venture capital funding. So funding is the number one challenge for most businesses, but especially for women. We are bootstrapped and we're looking for ways to fund our company. A lot of companies, we have the talent, we have the creativity. Businesses don't fail because we lack the heart, we lack the passion. The biggest stumbling block is getting the funds to scale appropriately.
Thank you for that. But I also want to know, how can we continue to uplift you and encourage you to keep on this journey, because you're impacting so many people. We need you. We need more people that are like-minded and thinking of ways how you can improve lives and improve outcomes for others, because we know that children can die from severe allergies, especially when staff are not able to, take care of these emergency situations appropriately. So I want to say thank you for what you're doing. Unboxed and Fearless, we like to highlight people that want to think outside of the box and know that this journey could be limitless. Okay, so no self-imposed limitations on this platform. So tell us how we can continue to uplift you, my queen.
Thank you. My Instagram is Emmy's Bake, BAKE Goods. If you can follow me, you can look at my website. I do also do custom orders and flavors. Like today, Megan of Modern Day Wife had a custom order of the macarons. So just because it's not on the website does not mean that I cannot create it for you or your family or your event.
Awesome. We definitely have to check that out, because I have children that definitely have to have like a different type of diet and food restrictions. So I'm so glad that we can learn more about your company and support you. Okay. So thank you. Tune in to Unboxed and Fearless with Dr. Natasha. Hi, I am Dr. Natasha, and we are here with Unboxed and Fearless podcast at Modern Day Wife. So excited to introduce you to Miss Kelly Martin. So let's get into it, because I want to know, how did you get connected to Modern Day Wife?
Well, it was a little bit of an accident, but a really good one. So a friend is also speaking here, and she said you ought to attend. And then last minute I spoke with Megan, and here we are.
So this is my third year attending, and I must say I really enjoy this event. I feel like it's really filled with so many resources for women, but most importantly, It's a great place to network and build a new community if that's your desire. But tell me, what are you here with a display or a company? Tell us more about that.
Yes, so I'm here with Epic Lasers. So I'm part owner in the company, and we're educating people on what high power laser does. So how it helps the body heal and reduces pain and inflammation.
Okay. And so, what would be your typical client?
Typically, we see a lot of athletes. Don't have to be professional athletes, but people that have soft tissue injuries, aches and pains, things of that nature, even arthritic patients.
So that's important to me because being a nurse practitioner, I really do advise people to prioritize their self-care. So obviously the clients that are entering your doors, they're really prioritizing their self-care. So tell us about any of the projects that your business, what you guys are working on, how we can find you in the community.
So our company's actually based in Ohio. We're primarily across the country, though. I travel quite a bit doing demonstrations and trainings. I handle the certification when a clinic purchases a laser, make sure everyone's certified. So we're kind of all over the country to find us. I do have 4 doctors in the area with our technology, so we can always connect you with them.
Awesome. And so what are your goals here for your company? Like, what do you envision your journey to be?
Well, right now our biggest goal is education. So and I've made some really good connections with some other people here in the medical industry, which was wonderful, and medical spas. So we're trying to get the word out. Laser therapy has been used for over 20 years, but still a lot of people are unaware of its benefits.
Do you use laser therapy for any type of cosmetic correction at all?
No, this one's strictly for soft tissue injuries, wound care, and like I was saying, arthritic type of problems. So it's a class 4 therapeutic laser, so we tend to stay away from the face, from the eyes, because it's an eye hazard.
Okay, because I tend to get some clients that have some imperfections from post-surgical scars so I was wondering if that's something that people would visit you for, but it sounds like it depends. A consultation. Just have a consultation.
We have a mask for the face, so something very different than our athletic applications, but that's safer. It's a much lower power and it's safer for the face.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to share about your platform?
Just that we hope that people try to find out about it so they're not using addictive pain medications or going towards steroid use to reduce inflammation.
And so you have staff of physicians. What else would we encounter there at your facility?
Actually, we have offices. And we work with various physicians across the country. So that's primarily our database.
And so it's mostly physicians that would be utilizing your laser machines. Okay, awesome. So we definitely want to promote that and learn more about that. So I'm excited. Thank you for sharing.
Hello, it's Justine Reese for the Unboxed and Fearless podcast here at the Modern Day Wife event. This has been incredible. We've met incredible, empowering women, and I have one right here, Lisa Easton with Modern Day. Okay, you're gonna have to do this for me.
Millionaire Morning Mamas.
Millionaire Morning Mamas. I love the name. I really want to hear your story because it's amazing of how you became a millionaire in a quick amount of time and how you are now empowering other women to do the same and transform their bank accounts.
Yeah, so I was married for 23 years in a very tumultuous marriage, really tumultuous divorce. I was left with $55,000 worth of debt and full financial responsibility for my 4 college-age kids at the time. So I ended up having to move into a room in my sister's house. I lost everything, the houses, the cars, everything. The kids were all displaced. And I was like, well, the only thing that I have left is my mind because I have nothing else. So I just started working on my mindset. I started creating a morning routine and looking what wealthy people did every day in the morning. And it was meditation, affirmation, scripting, and exercise. That was all that I had. So I held on to that, did it every single day, and learned how to become a millionaire in just a few years, and I now teach that to women across the world.
I love that. Now I want to dig a little deeper on this morning routine. I'm also a meditation facilitator, but one of the things I've learned is about being in clarity, not being in vagueness. And women are very often, don't you think, we get in vagueness because other people handled it or nobody ever taught us.
Right.
And here you are teaching. So what clicked with the money for you? How did you go from, okay, I'm empowering myself with exercise and meditation, and then what about the money? How did that click?
Yeah, so when I started to use manifestation and reprogram my subconscious mind, it started to flow to me where I always chased it. So it was such a big difference. And I was like, wow, like things just started popping up in my life. I just focused on my mindset. That was it. I didn't have anything else. I didn't have money. I didn't have anything.
But that was so smart of you. Where did you get that from? Were you reading? Were you, because, as a practitioner myself, we have negative thoughts, right? And we need to learn to not stay in the negative thought, but transfer to the more positive thoughts. So what was your trick? What did it?
So I decided to study it because I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. So I had time. So I used that time to figure out what wealthy people are doing, right? I wanted to know what their habits were, what their practices were. How does it seem like they're making this money so effortlessly almost? So I was like, I got to figure that out. So I just started to study. I went on YouTube. I studied Bob Proctor. Everybody you could imagine. And I just was like, oh, they seem like, oh, just do the work. Just do the meditation. And that's what I did. And it literally changed my financial world. Like, I got a job. I got a 6-figure job. I started getting bonuses. I was able to pay my debt in 2 years. Then I was like, wait a minute. I could teach people how to do this. And then I did. And then it just took on a life of its own.
So what's the practice of teaching? Do you do a lot online? Do you do in person, both? A little bit of both?
Both. So I have an academy. So it's a 6-week course where you can learn all about money mindset, how to manifest, how to remove the limiting beliefs, money mindset blocks. And then we have the only all-female exclusive investors club for real estate, the only all-female. We have about 135 members, and they're all women, and we invest in real estate together. And then I have a mastermind program, and I have 45 clients all across the world that I do work with really closely, like one-on-one.
Lisa, this is amazing. And how can we reach out to you? And I think there's a lot of collaboration also with the Dining Divas of California, which I'm a part of, because we want to empower women in all the ways possible. So how do we reach out to you? What are all your handles?
Okay, so Instagram is at Lisa M. Easton, and the website is lisameaston.com.
Well, you heard it here. And I am very excited to learn how to be a millionaire, a mama, and change my mindset, right?
That's the key. That's the key.
Where it is at. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait to hear more. Hi, everybody. It's Justine Reese for the Unboxed and Fearless podcast. And I just had a wonderful run-in with a friend of mine. And she's going to tell you all about her amazing shoes. Robyn, tell us everything about how you came up with the idea to make really comfortable shoes, and just so happens I happen to be wearing some. Okay, go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Robyn Schreiber. I'm the founder and CEO of Beauty Souls. Beauty Souls with 2 eyes for 2 ideas, style and comfort. Right. I founded Beauty Souls after an urgent foot surgery, which was required all from wearing uncomfortable shoes for decades. Right. And I wanted to create gorgeous shoes for all women that are comfortable. Right. The shoes are made in Italy. Our designer is from Blanc. And all of our shoes are very feminine, gorgeous, comfortable. They are varying heel heights for varying women, and they have a wider toe box and 6 millimeters of padding. And we are found at Beauty Souls on Instagram. We have our own website, beautysouls.com, and at Nordstrom.com, Wolf and Badger, Dillard's, and many, many fine retailers throughout the country.
Now, I love the story of there's so many women that have struggled for years to have beautiful footwear and be very uncomfortable. So how did you find your shoe designer? How did you even begin that process to find somebody who could fit the knees? And you said Blanc, like you really went to the right place.
Yeah. You know, things happen for reasons. I met my very first manufacturer really because I was researching. And then because of the pandemic, I went to Florida and did another trunk show. And that led to my meeting other people who took me to Italy. And then it was just an ongoing refinement, if you will.
Yeah.
The designer friend from Manolo Blahnik came into my life from meeting one friend after another, after another, after another. And it was the right time for us to partner up.
I love it. I love it. And it sounds like the response has been amazing. And you've been very generous with me. I've gotten to try some of your flats, and these are so freaking comfortable. I absolutely love them. And then show us your gorgeous.
The Georgina.
The Georgina.
It's just dark.
She is super darling. Do you feel like you've do you have little relationships with your shoes?
Yes, yes. I look at my closet every day and say, which one is talking to me? Which one do I want to take out of like my little Barbie dolls? Like, which one do I want to play with today?
It's so amazing. I mean, it's sort of like when I did go over, she allowed me to come to her house and take a peek. And I felt like Carrie Bradshaw. I really did. And it was really the styles, the boots, you are ready for all seasons. And it's really amazing. So just remind us where we can find you, Robyn. And you really want to try these very, very comfortable, beautiful shoes.
Thank you very much. At Beauty Souls, BeauTiiSoles, beautysouls.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and rock those shoes, lady. Bien sûr.
Thank you, Natasha.
I am so excited to be here. My name is Melanie Soloway, and I'm here interviewing for Dr. Natasha Weems from Unboxed and Fearless. And who I have here, the guest that I'm going to be interviewing today is Ruth-Ann Thorne from Native, but she's going to tell you how that's spelled. It's amazing. So let's go over to Ruth and find out what she wants to tell us about herself and her company. I am so excited to be here with you, my love. And can you tell us a little bit about Native and also tell everybody like even how it's spelled?
I'd love to, and thank you. I'm so honored to be here. So I am the founder of Native Beauty, and it's spelled N8, I like Indian, V like Victory, Beauty. And it's a kind of a fun way to spell Native, but it's also a way for us to tell our stories. So I come from the Rincon Band of Luiseño Indians. I'm a tribal member. I live on the reservation right in San Diego. And the 8 is because we have an 8-season calendar. So we actually move every 2 months and we follow the seasons and the animals traditionally. So I thought it would be great to spell it Native, N8IV, to be able to tell the history of the land and of our people.
I love that so much. And Ruth-Ann actually explained to me why the number 8 is so significant and why they move every 8 months. And so what I would love to know from you is if you can tell everybody, like, why? Why is that significant? Why do you need to move every couple of months in the 8th cycle, right?
Well, what's really important is Native Indigenous people have always been taught to be part of nature. So when the Europeans came over and Christianity came over, it elevated the human race above animals and plants, the water, the earth. And as Native people, we have always felt that we are part of the ecosystem. So rather than taking a seed and making it do something, which we call farming, which didn't come from Indigenous tribes, we follow what's happening in nature naturally. We actually adapt ourselves to the cues of nature. So where the plants are growing, that's where we move. Where the animals are now, whether they're mating or whether they're gathering, that's where we go to hunt. And we never take more than we need. As nomadic people, you can't carry a lot. So you're literally becoming part of the land. And that is part of a very important ecosystem.
So as someone who's also from a colonized country, I'm originally from South Africa. We were speaking, Ruth-Ann and I were speaking before we came into this interview, and we were chatting about the hierarchy, that there's the importance of a circle versus a triangle. And I would love if you could explain that to the viewers.
I'd love to. So within a tribe, and one of the things I always like to share with people is at one time we were all indigenous from somewhere. So a lot of times people think of indigenous people as just the people that are the oldest people of a current land. At one time we were all indigenous and we were all tribal people. And in that time we had a circular community. So within that, everybody was valuable and everybody was needed, because a lot of times the strength of the tribe was really dependent on all the talents within the tribe. And then somebody decided to make somebody king, which I always say was not always the best idea. And then we had a new model come in, which the colonies brought, which I call is the pyramid scheme. So now you have this top-down leadership where the people on the top are more valuable than the people on the bottom. And the problem with that is it really creates a society where if you are not king or one of the nobles, you really don't feel that you're that valuable. And the one place it really shows up is in the beauty realm. So when you look at beauty trends, the one thing that always holds true as trends change is it's always following who is rich and who is famous. And then what happens is the beauty trends follow. And what we're really saying is, if I can look like them, I will be valuable. So people will do plastic surgery, they'll change their looks, they'll go to all measures to look like the rich and famous. And it really comes back to the idea, if I can look like them, I will then be valuable. And so I'm trying to change that.
You've just opened this beautiful store in San Diego that you told me about, and it's about beauty. Yes. And I would love for you to tell the viewers about it and for them to come and check it out.
So I've done a lot of things. I'm the founder of Native Beauty, but my main goal has always been to uplift our people. And so I opened 3 weeks ago the very first Native American boutique. It's a luxury boutique in San Diego in the Gaslamp called Native Star. And the reason I called it Native Star is because, once again, I believe that our creation story refers to us as the star people. And what's interesting about stars scientifically is no two star is ever the same. It's a scientific fact. You can fact check it. It is an impossibility for any two stars to have the same substance, yet they all shine equally as bright. So my feeling is every creator that comes into our store is in fact a star, and it's my great honor to now represent our people in that way.
So Ruth-Ann, we've gotten such amazing stuff where we can come to you physically and meet you and see you and come to your store. But if people want to follow you on social media, how do they find you?
Well, two different ways. One is they can go to native, NATIVE -star.com. That's the store. That's the website. Or if you want to have our fun way of spelling it, you can go to Native Beauty, and we spelt that N and the number 8, IV Beauty. So either way, and we're also on Instagram and, all the usual suspects, including TikTok, which I don't do, but all my Native girls do.
Awesome. Thank you, my love. Can I give you a hug?
This is Dr. Natasha with Unboxed and Fearless. We are so excited to be here. And I have an amazing entrepreneur that I need to connect you with. And her name is Miss Emma Aqua. I'm curious about what challenges you face on this journey, because I'm sure that it's not easy launching a company like this.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest challenges for me as a woman of color, generally for women, we only receive 2% of all venture capital funding. So funding is the number one challenge for most businesses, but especially for women.
Hello, it's Justine Reese for the Unboxed and Fearless podcast here at the Modern Day Wife event. This has been incredible. We've met incredible empowering women, and I have one right here, Lisa Easton with Millionaire Morning Mamas. I love the name. I really want to hear your story because it's amazing.
Yeah, so I was married for 23 years in a very tumultuous marriage, really tumultuous divorce. I was left with $55,000 worth of debt and full financial responsibility for my 4 college-age kids at the time. So I ended up having to move into a room in my sister's house. I lost everything, the houses, the cars, everything. The kids were all displaced. And I was like, well, the only thing that I have left is my mind, because I have nothing else. So I just started working on my mindset.
And I'm super excited to introduce Tristan Cunningham. And she's here with Trura Magazine.
Trura Magazine is my passion. It's really Trura Media, but we have a magazine that we've launched. We're digital and print. We're launching our print subscription for 2026. Our print issues are 100% sustainable, 100% recycled paper, biodegradable laminates, vegetable ink. And for every subscription we sell, we plant a tree. Our focus is in Ghana, Thailand, and the Philippines. And obviously expanding to other places, hopefully my native Haiti at some point. And we also are in the works of partnering with, hopefully, Charity Water. Their life's work is to ensure that every human being has access to clean water. And that's very important to me. So I love supporting women. I love supporting everybody that needs visibility. And that's why we're here.
And we are here with Unboxed and Fearless podcast at Modern Day Wife. So excited to introduce you to Miss Kelly Martin. Tell me, what are you here with a display or a company? Tell us more about that.
Yes, so I'm here with Epic Lasers. So I'm part owner in the company, and we're educating people on what high-powered laser does. So how it helps the body heal and releases pain and inflammation.
Hello, everybody. We are here at the Modern Day Wife event. Very, very busy, exciting, just powerful women everywhere. And I'm here with the Unboxed and Fearless podcast. I am Justine Reese, working with Natasha Weems, who's on a panel right now. And I'm super excited to introduce Tristan Cunningham. And she's here with Trura Magazine. And I want to hear all about the collaboration with Modern Day Wife and everything that Trura is all about.
Thank you so much for having me, Justine. Yeah. I know this was a little last minute. I appreciate you fitting me in. Okay. Thank you. I actually met the Megans about 4 years ago now, and at an event they were having in San Francisco. And it was in Menlo Park, and met them. They loved what I was doing, and we've been trying to work together ever since. But I've attended many events. And I just want to say I'm really grateful to them for giving me this opportunity today. The work that they do is so important, and I'm so honored to be here. Trura Magazine is my passion. It's really Trura Media, but we have a magazine that we've launched. We're digital and print. We're launching our print subscription for 2026. Our print issues are 100% sustainable, 100% recycled paper, biodegradable laminates, vegetable ink. And for every subscription we sell, we plant a tree. Our focus is in Ghana, Thailand, and the Philippines. And obviously expanding to other places, hopefully my native Haiti at some point. And we also are in the works of partnering with, hopefully, Charity Water. Their life's work is to ensure that every human being has access to clean water. And that's very important to me. So I love supporting women. I love supporting everybody that needs visibility, and that's why we're here.
And giving voice to the voiceless is so important. And when did this passion where did this come from? And what were you doing before Trura Magazine?
Great question. I had my own interior design, decorating, and staging firm, and I also did very, very exclusive events, small events, but very, very curated and meticulously curated. So I think obviously I've always been a creative. And I worked for a magazine. I was like, oh my God, this would be so cool. I love magazines. Obviously, Vogue I subscribe to and will never stop my subscription. I just fell in love with the process. And I was like, oh my God, I think this is what I was really meant to do. And
You mentioned to me that you're really trying to highlight entrepreneurs. What is the criteria for you to go, this is somebody we really want to highlight in Shura Magazine and expose to a larger audience?
thank you for that question. I think that's so important because a lot of people do get overlooked because maybe they don't meet a certain criteria. So I am a very meticulous person, and I want to make them look good. So I think it's all about, if you have a passion and maybe you don't know how to bring your brand out to the world, we want to give you the opportunity to be featured in a beautiful way.
I love that. And how can people find you if they want to sort of, do you tend to seek out the things that you're looking for? Or do you find that the universe sort of brings these sorts of entrepreneurs to you?
Oh my God, the universe always delivers, always. I mean, we're here having this conversation now. The universe has delivered tenfold. So they can find us at truamagazine.com or at Trua Magazine on all the platforms. Instagram is our main bread and butter, but we're on LinkedIn, TikTok, X, and Facebook, and there's so many, but all of them at Trua Magazine. And right now we need everybody's support so that we can continue to do what we're doing. We're launching the print. We need 500 paid subscribers to launch. So it's at $299 today at the event for the year. And we publish quarterly, 4 issues, and then we do an additional collector's edition issue that is the coffee table. So we would love for you guys to support us so we can keep doing what we're doing and give you the visibility you deserve.
I love what you're doing. In terms of the sustainability and digital versus, is that still working? Are people still buying magazines?
People are still buying magazines. We did a survey a couple months ago, and it was from the ages of 25 to 55, and it was 81% said they would prefer the print because the digital, they get so distracted that they don't get to enjoy and finish it. So I said, well, what would make you buy a print copy? And they said, well, if it was sustainable. And I said, well, we solved that problem. So definitely. And even in the younger generation from 18 to 25, it was about 42% said they would prefer the print. So I think if they learn about our mission, they'll definitely sign on. Back.
Yes, print is back. We are so happy.
Exactly.
Well, this has been, I can't wait to see what happens next and to do some more collaboration. Thank you so much, Tristan, for joining us.
Merci
bien.